So what makes DominoProtect valuable for your organization? All the changes are tracked at real time on server level through the log database. We can protect the selected fields from modification or deletion through change request database, thereby providing different access at different field levels. There is no requirement of any template modification for using DominoProtect, thereby making the learning process and handling process very easy and fast. Now, Olaf will be doing a couple of use cases for DominoProtect. Steve, could you please change the presenter to Olaf?
I certainly can. Give me just a moment.
Thank you.
All right, Olaf, you should have the controls now.
Yeah, I have the control. Thank you very much, Steve.
All right. And once again, everyone, Olaf is sharing his screen, and there we go.
Okay. Should you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it just fine.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, the DominoProtect is the additional layer, as Fatima mentioned, that the customer needs to protect the Domino server beyond the traditional access control list, and also to provide a security which is more detailed, instead of just having an access control list and just having administrator access. So what I want to show you, this is the DominoProtect configuration database. This is quite simple. It's we have some use cases prepared. One is that I prevent an opening of an database. So it is we have a database which is called the log database. I think everybody will know this as a system log, and we have configured it that way that we are not allowed to see the mail routing information, the mail routing document, because the customer believes that it's a sensitive and very sensitive information that you can see who is sending emails to whom. And we don't want to have that the service provider or the administrator are able to see that document. However, they need to have access to the, of course, to the log database. So that's one of the features from DominoProtect that I can prevent opening documents. So if I go to the log database, and as you see, I'm the manager, as the manager access to this database, and I can open this events. I can see what's going on there. I can see the replication events. I can see security events. So I can just use the database. I even can edit the database, which you should not do by default. So, and now I want to get access to the mail routing information. I see I'm not authorized to perform the operation. That means I can try it maybe with document properties. But oops, I'm not able to get any information from the document properties. So this is what we mean that it's protected by server level. Even you have some tools like Team Studio or Whiteware, you will not be able to get access to that information. So that's one very, very interesting feature you can provide for with DominoProtect. And as Fatima already mentioned, there is no template modification required. So this is the standard log database and the standard log template. So we do not change anything. We just go on the server level and we are watching the access. And when we see that there's any access on a mail routing form, we will just prevent that. The other option we have is that we can modify change in the server. So for example, on a Domino directory, we have the server document, and we have some critical information. We want to ensure that nobody can change the full admin field, for example, and just as very sensitive information, you need to protect that field. And so you can configure DominoProtect that way, that to say, I want to prevent the modifying of this field. And if you add this field, check this one, yeah. And so if I go to the Domino, to the server document, I can change fields, of course. I can change the restricted system commands, add my name in there, and save the document. So I'm not authorized to do this, right? And I'm not able to change that document, even if I'm now manager, right? So this is shows how DominoProtect works. And I'm not able to change the Domino full access administration field. I can try to advise something, but I'm not able to do this, right? So, and also if I try to build an agent or trying to build a CAPI program or trying to do anything else, I will not be able to perform that, to do that change on a server level. Yeah? For just so we are currently running Domino. So this also support, of course. We are running the a 9.0 server on Windows 32-bit, and so this is also working for all other server versions. And so that is one the other example from my use case, and the other use case is just I can prevent modification of forms, and also that I have a group that I can prevent every modification in groups. So if I go in a group and trying to change the group, I'm not able to modify this, even if I'm manager. I will give you a short overview about our protection log. So I see by database, by server, and this is our audit trail. We also have an interface to that we can export different settings to an external file system. So we are able to create log entries which will be saved in text file and then can be collected by additional management system. In this customer case, we had it defined that way that we have that we create a log entry in the notes database. But for security reasons, the customer wants to have this on a file system, and a couple of minutes after we have stored it in the file system, another mainframe-based system is collecting this file and importing it to an audit application, which is doing the audit for all enterprise applications. So this is extremely important that DominoProtect can prevent this, modify this change. So as you have seen, if I'm also added with the admin tool, I created a new user account, and I also added a new member to that to groups, and also I monitor will show who has added these entries to the group. So you are able to see what's going on with the group, and you will also see who has changes with members and which item has been changed. So you really exactly know what's going on, who has added an entry to the group, who has deleted entries to the group, and so this is quite confidential information, and it's a very secure audit trail. And you can see this by date, by users who has created something. And also, if the server is doing changes, we also will see this. And if you can protect this by date, there's different options to prevent this. You also see that somebody has accessed the mail route, trying to access the mail routing information. So this is also will show you that somebody has tried to access it. So Fatima also mentioned that we recommend to protect the server ID vault. It's there are a couple of things in the ID vault which are very sensitive. For example, the access control list. As you might know, there's an auditor role in there, and if you have the auditor role, you are able to and you have manager access, then you are able to extract any ID from the ID vault you want to have. and this is for most customers this is a very critical situation. So DominoProtect can prevent changes from the access control list. So this is the configuration. As we say, we want to protect the access control list from the database ID vault, which is the database path, and then I'm able to prevent that change. This is currently protected, and let's check this is the ID vault database. And as you have seen, we have created the Steve social business, and also admin tool has delivered the ID file from Steve, which has been created before, to the ID vault. And so I would like to get this ID file, and so I'm trying to change because I'm again a manager, and I'm trying to change these settings for by default to manager, and I'm adding this auditor role, and when I'm trying to do this, and I'm not authorized to do that. So this is absolutely make it secure that you're not able to change this ID vault setting. And also, if I'm trying to do, I also get a log entry that I'm not that something goes wrong. So by database, as you've seen, the ID vault database, and this is that I have tried user admin domino database try to do a change, and that is so we are able. We also able that to configure DominoProtect that way. That if you have something which is locked, you also can send an email to an auditor, to a security officer, that something has happened in your environment, and this is really a very useful feature. Yeah, this is DominoProtect. How DominoProtect works. DominoProtect is working for all versions. Currently, Domino 8 and Domino 9, and is available for the supported platforms like AIX, Linux, and Windows. So I think, Steve, we have covered most points we want to cover, and